Welcome back. This is a story called The One and Only Time I Saw My Mother Cry. My mother had a pleasant disposition, but she was not an emotional person. She didn't have highs and lows. She was pretty much the same. She didn't have a lot of compassion for me or my sister or my brother. At some point, I thought, well, why does she even have kids? Because she didn't seem like she wanted them. But nonetheless, we were there. We were kids. One day, I was 7 years old, second grade. I was home from school, after school. I was downstairs in the basement watching TV, afternoon TV. My sister, who's a little bit older than me, was next door at the Sullivan's house playing with Jeannie and Mary Sullivan, who were our neighbors. There were two girls who lived next door. I was there by myself, just me and my mom. Suddenly, I hear this sound coming from upstairs. It sounded like a siren. It was like this. Wah, 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 wah. Over and over again, really loud. I'm like, it was a sound I never heard before. I'm like, what is that? What is that sound? I knew it had to be coming from my mother because she was the only person in the house. So I walked up to the edge of the stairs, so I could hear better. And I thought to myself, it sounds like she's laughing. Like, is it possible she's laughing at something? I wasn't sure because it was a weird sound. Wah, 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 wah. Never heard before. I go upstairs. I get to the top of the stairs. From there, I can see into my mom's bedroom. And I could see her sitting on the edge of the bed. And she was crying. Clearly she was crying. I mean, it was obvious at that point she was crying. And I said, Mom, what's wrong? Here's what she said. She said, your Uncle Julius was killed in an accident. Like that. Your Uncle Julius was killed in an accident. And Uncle Julius was actually my mom's brother-in-law. It wasn't my mom's biological brother, but he was married to my aunt, Alice, who was my mom's sister. And I thought to myself, well, why is she crying for this man who wasn't really her brother? I decided, well, she was probably crying because she was sad for her sister, for Sylvia, Aunt Sylvia. That's my deduction as to why she was crying. At 5 o'clock, my mom said to me, go get Judy from the Sullivan's house because we're going to have dinner. So I go to get Judy, and on the way back, I thought to myself, at age 7, I said, should I tell Judy about Uncle Julius or not? And I decided to tell her. So on the way back from the Sullivan's house, I said to Judy, look, Uncle Julius was killed in an accident. She's like, oh, okay. So we get to the house. Now it's around 6 o'clock. No mention of Uncle Julius at all. My father's home. We're about to sit down for dinner. My sister and my dad and I are sitting at the table. The phone rings. I believe it was my cousin Debbie, who was Julius's daughter. My mom goes over and picks up the phone. She says, hello? And whatever Debbie said, my mom goes like this. She drops the phone on the floor and she goes, he was murdered! Like that. He was murdered! Okay? And at that point, I said to myself, wow, it's a good thing I told Judy about Uncle Julius on the way home. Otherwise, she wouldn't know what Mom was talking about. He was murdered. What happened to Uncle Julius was he owned, according to my mom, an appliance store in a very bad neighborhood. And he sold these appliances to his customers on time, meaning credit. And every Friday, he would walk around the neighborhood. He was the only, Caucasian man in the neighborhood, walking around, and he would go to his customers' homes and collect like $5, like a very small amount every week as paying off for these appliances. And everyone in the neighborhood knew, my Uncle Julius, because he was the only guy, walking around Friday afternoon collecting money. And some guy walked up and popped him. For what? The money he had in his pocket? I mean, how much could it have been? $100? $200 at the most? Pew, dead. Just like that. And that was the one and only time that I ever saw my mother cry. Don't forget to read my book, Broccoli Time, by Dante, available now on Amazon Books, the best parenting book ever written.